Tamsin down trackside, but you can see we've got our first race underway. It is the men's 3,000 metre steeplechase. We're going to start this for you shortly, but we finally made it to the last day of the championships. It's been a long 8 days.
It has. It has been a very long 8 days, but a fun and exciting 8 days, that's for sure. Obviously, last night, how could you go past that one? It's probably my favourite session, I reckon, of the championships. So much was happening. Conditions were great. Athletes were performing, and you can't complain.
The 8 days, it's more of a festival of athletics, isn't it, over 8 days?
Yeah, it certainly is. And it's fantastic that the junior athletes can come here and see the open athletes compete. But also the opens get to actually watch the juniors as well, so which I think is another nice thing. I've been enjoying sitting around watching the junior athletes. It takes me back to those days as a junior athlete and brings back some very, very fond memories.
Yeah, and it's also, you might have seen it a couple of nights ago, a few of the junior athletes coming back to test themselves against the Open. Some big programs. I'm going to say probably Tyler Gunn, 7 400s over the week. It's almost one a day there.
Yeah, definitely. Him and Christian Davies, they had massive programs, absolutely massive programs, but both performed admirably. And obviously it showed with Tyler Gunn making that final last night.
Yeah, it certainly was. So this is the current event on the track, the men's 3,000 metre steeplechase. World Championship qualifier for this event, 8:32.00. They're only just a few short laps away.
Now, I must apologise. Let's get it out of it straight away. Unfortunately, Nick Huff did not make Rio. I do apologise that. Once you get to my age, all years start to blend together and you think they're all the same. But he was there at the World Champs in 2015, so that's where my mind was. But he was on my fantasy team.
That's right, yeah. So, the Dynasty draft, you tried to grab him early before someone else swoops him up.
And also, if I was a selector, I would have picked him for the team anyway.
So. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
So we do apologise to anyone out there who may have been offended by my call of saying that Nick Huff made Rio, but unfortunately I was incorrect, so I do take that one.
Well, it's great to own up to it. And I'm sure in 2020 we'll see him out there on the tracks of Tokyo. And here's your start list for the men's 3,000 metre steeplechase. James Niparis, Ben Buckingham, Nathan Percy, Hashim Salah, Joe Burgess, Edward Trippas, Guy Walters, Toby O'Brien, Adam Helmy, Dalrymple Crook, Aidan Hobbs, Josh Tedesco, Ben Drew, Max Stevens, Jordan Pizzica, Luke Graves, Brendan Press, and Jared Jones. Jared Jones, the husband of Caitlin Jones.
Oh, there you go.
Formerly Caitlin Sargent.
Wow.
That's where she got the Jones from.
Track family. We're building a track family. I have little track kids.
3,000 metre steeplechase, 400 metres. Where would they meet? Maybe a 15 runner?
Possibly. Some speed with some endurance. Could be a top athlete, I reckon.
Great recipe for success. And the pace, not flying at the moment. That's James Niparis in the centre of the field in the all-white singlet of Sydney University. Won a fair few national titles over this distance. Normally he's out there having a crack by himself.
Yeah, but he's got a big field tonight, but obviously the pace is quite slow. You can see the field bunched right up there. No one's really taking this race on. So it looks like Nipper's happy to just sit back there in that third spot, sitting on the rail, and he'll let the others do the work around him. And obviously, I think the pace will pick up closer to the closing stages of this race. Obviously, with 4 laps to go, I reckon another 2, and we could see some quick pace.
Yeah, it looks like they're definitely
on the track.
They're keeping it tactical, it seems, at the moment. And I'm sure they're all just trying to hunt down for that national title.
But the athletes do have to be careful. Obviously, when the pack is so bunched up like this, going over the steeples, obviously we've seen a couple of the junior ones go down when it's in this same situation. So hopefully we can get these athletes around. No one takes any falls, especially on the water jump. It seems to be the place that a lot of the photographers love to position themselves out there on the water jump, just hoping to capture that one athlete that may go down, and seems to be the photo then goes viral.
It is that most exciting section of the race, I'd have to say. That's our Qatari athlete there, Hashim Salah. Just out in the front.
Yeah, just behind Nipper there, looks like we've got Ben Buckingham and Jared Jones. So that's your top 4 there. The slotted behind is Guy Walters, New South Wales athlete, here on his home track.
Now you might see that wind gauge down the back straight. We have had some races earlier today, some heats of our straight hurdles, and they were completed down the back straight with a very, very handy tailwind. So doing as much as we can for our athletes, and they would have very much enjoyed that beautiful tailwind down the back straight.
As we see there, Hamish Peacock back on the runway. He's already thrown big, thrown a qualifier, 83.24. See if he can get another one out there. Looks like it's just dropped a little short on that one.
Yeah, he's been peppering that line all morning. Looks like Tamsin's down there trackside as the steeplechasers just go past. Tamsin.
Yeah, guys, I just went out to the javelin throw to have a look. Hamish is having a fantastic series of throws. His first 3 throws were all over 80 metres. As you said, he's got an 83-metre plus throw World Championship qualifier, so it looks like he's going to seal his ticket to the World Champs. Next best Australian at the moment is Luke Can. He's thrown 75 metres, and I spoke to Reece Stein, and he's sitting there with his brother Jake, who's obviously now playing AFL and used to be a great decathlete for us, and he just hasn't managed to nail one. He said that he's training really well, so fingers crossed he's got 2 more rounds to throw a big one.
Yeah, plenty of time left out there in the men's javelin. As we see James Niparis now finding his way into the lead, and a good gap back to Hashim Salah. And looks like Buckingham now as well in that second Australian position. And he'll get the bell, Nipper, with 1 lap to go. 8:32 the time to achieve, but with the race as pedestrian as it was early stages, the title will be enough for Nipper to concentrate to head overseas and try and hunt down that World Championship qualifying time.
Yeah, definitely. And it was that 2-lap mark that the athletes sort of off the front thought, hey, this is the time that we need to go. We need to start to move away from the rest of this pack, and now they're fully strung out. So Nippers has done well. He's got 2 more steeples to get himself over, 200 metres to go. He's going to have an interesting time here coming up to a lap runner right on the water jump. So hopefully this goes okay. Yep, he's clear. Same with the Qatari athlete. They're going to round the bend, come into the home straight for the final time. But it looks like the Qatari athlete's fighting back here at Nipper.
This could be a good finish. It's Nipper is out in front. Hashim Salah chasing him down. They're going to clear at the same time, and it's going to be a sprint. But Salah just too strong. Enjoying a bit of the crowd there, playing up, taking the win there. 8:51.83. And taking the win. Enjoying his time in Australia, it looks like.
Yeah, it seems that way. Obviously, his coaching group just down in front of us, they're all pretty happy with that one. They're up out of their chairs.
Yeah, he definitely played it up once he cleared that last steeple. He knew he had the win on Nipper. But James Niparis, you're national champion.
National champion.
So Nathan Percy there coming up for second place from Victoria, and Ben Buckingham taking the bronze medal.
As you said, he's got a few of them now.
Nipper really pushing himself to the limit, still out there on the track on his hands and knees. It's a pretty often seen sight from Nipper. When he wins these national titles, he never leaves anything out there on the track.
No.
And always puts his entire body on the line. Still hurting, but he knows, I'm sure, he put everything onto that race.
And just as you saw there, as those athletes were coming across the line, the discoloration in the track, that's just the track drying out, which is actually fantastic news for the sprinters coming up a little bit later this afternoon. Obviously, there was a little bit of rain earlier on, so the track was wet. But as they come out for the finals, they will have a dry track as long as this rain holds off. Just looking around at the clouds, doesn't look like we're going to get too much rain, hopefully.
And this is Adam Halmy coming down the straight. And it looks like Tams is down there with your first two across the line, James Nipris and Hashim Salah.
What a great way to start the track program. Hashim, I thought you were gone for all money there when James took off at the bell, but you managed to reel him back. Now you're training in Australia with Nick Bedeau and MTC.
Yeah. First of all, thanks for God that's helped me to run here. And a big thank for our federation and our coach Nick Bedeau, which is different kind of training in Australia, and I'm celebrating this win for my group, and thanks for all, and especially for Neveres, he helped me, and I wish him good luck, and I hope to see him in Tokyo 2020.
Well, it was a great run, and I think that the MTC guys up there, I can see Luke Matthews, will be really proud of that dab that you had going in celebration. Well done. Now, James, that was tough out there. Very slow pace early, and then you knew you had to go quite early because Hashim was going to latch on and probably had a good kick.
Yeah, I've raced Hashim 3 times now, a couple of times in Europe, but it's 3-0 his way. But I gave it a good fight, and I'm proud of the effort I put in today, and it was good to get the Australian Championship.
It was a fantastic effort. It was a very brave race. You went early and you did make a break. Did you think with 150 to go that maybe you had it won?
No, you can never count on your laurels. I think you got to fight all the way to the end, and Hashim just had more fight today, and a credit to him. He's a really good athlete.
Look, you can feel that wind. The breeze has really picked up. Was it pretty tough out there?
Yeah, it was, but no excuses. I'm here, I'm healthy, I'm in good shape, and I just didn't have what it took to win, but as I said, I'm proud of the effort I put forward.
We had a great season last season. You get very close to those championship qualifiers. You're going to head overseas and get that one for London this year, aren't you?
At the moment, I've just really focused with my coach, Dick Telford, just on trying to get the Australian Championship. Someone like yourself that's won many of them. That's what I want to be, and I want to keep trying to win the Australian title. But, sure, I think now I'll try and refocus on running a quick time, and we'll see how it goes.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, your 3,000 metre national champion, James Nipris. Good luck overseas.
Thanks, guys, and thanks to Shim from Qatar.